Dear students, today we will discuss about Bohr's atomic model. It is very important model which provide us about the atomic structure clearly. To overcome shortcomings which present in Rutherford's atomic model, this model came into existence. It based upon quantum mechanical model. Hence, it is also known as a quantum theory of atomic model. There are different postulates provided in this model, and we will explain each postulate one by one. According to this model, an atom has a nucleus in which protons and neutrons are present. According to this model, an atom has a nucleus where all protons and neutrons are situated. Outside nucleus, infinite number of circular paths are present in which electrons are continuously revolving. Outside nucleus, infinite number of orbits are present where electrons are continuously revolving. Next postulates in Bohr's atomic model is electron can revolve in those orbits where angular momentum mvr is equal to n into h upon 2 pi. Electrons can revolve in those orbits where angular momentum mvr is angular momentum, where angular momentum mvr is angular momentum, mvr is equal to n into h upon 2 pi, where h is Planck constant, h is Planck's constant, and n is number of orbits. mvr angular momentum is equal to n into h upon 2 pi. Electron can revolve in those orbits where angular momentum mvr is equal to n into h upon 2 pi. While revolving in a circular path of an atom, attractive force of electrons toward nucleus is equal to the centrifugal force. Attractive force on electrons towards nucleus is equal to the centrifugal force. When electrons revolve in a circular path outside nucleus, then attractive force between electron and nucleus is equal to the centrifugal force, and in this way electron continuous revolve in that circular path. Attractive force is equal to attractive force is equal to centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. Attractive force is equal to the centrifugal force. Now next postulate which present in Bohr's atomic model is that if electron want to jump from one orbit to another orbit, then it either emit energy or it absorb energy. If electron want to jump from lower energy level to higher energy level, then it absorb energy. And if electron want to jump from higher energy level to lower energy level, then it emit energy. And change in energy when electron jump from one orbit to another orbit is present in form of quantum of energy. Means change in energy delta E is equal to h nu. That energy present in form of quantum of energy. That energy is quantized and that is equal to delta E is equal to h nu, where h is Planck constant and nu is the frequency of radiation. If electron gain energy and then jump from one orbit to another orbit, then that state of electron is known as a excited state of electron. And if electron present in initial form in any orbit, then that is known as a ground state. And if electron absorb energy and it jump from lower energy level to higher energy level, then that is known as a excited state. Now we will discuss about the weakness of Bohr's atomic model, demerits of Bohr's atomic model. 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 There are different demerits present in Bohr's atomic model, that is known as limitations or shortcomings present in Bohr's atomic model. First demerit is that it does not explain about multi-electronic structure. Bohr's atomic model only explain about the spectrum of hydrogen. It does not explain about the spectra of multi-electronic structure. It is important demerit of Bohr's atomic model. Second demerit is that it does not explain about 3D structure of atom. It does not explain about the 3D structure of atom. It does not explain about the shape of orbits also. And it does not explain about the Zeeman effect and Stark effect. It does not explain about the Zeeman effect and Stark effect. Zeeman effect and Stark effect. Zeeman is the name of scientist. Zeeman effect. Zeeman effect. Splitting of spectral lines in magnetic field is known as the Zeeman effect, and it was discovered by Zeeman, a name of scientist, hence it is known as the Zeeman effect. Splitting of spectral lines in a magnetic field is known as Zeeman effect. It was discovered by Zeeman, a name of scientist, hence it is known as a Zeeman effect. Splitting of spectral line, splitting of splitting of spectral line in magnetic field, splitting of spectral line in magnetic field is known as the Zeeman effect. It was discovered by Zeeman, a name of scientist, hence it is known as a Zeeman effect. Bose does not explain about Zeeman effect. Next one is the Stark effect. Stark effect. Stark effect. Actually, these effects are not included in class 11 syllabus. That's why we will not discuss about these effects in detail. Here we will discuss only demerits of Bohr's atomic model. We will not discuss in detail about the Zeeman effect and Stark effect. Now, second one, the Stark effect. Splitting of spectral line in electric field is known as a Stark effect. Splitting of spectral line in a electric field is known as a Stark effect, and this effect was discovered by Stark, a name of scientist, hence it is known as a Stark effect. The splitting of spectral line in electric field is known as a Stark effect. Dear students, these are the demerits which present in Bohr's atomic model. First, it does not explain about the spectrum of multi-electronic structure. It only explains about the hydrogen spectrum. Second, it does not explain about 3D structure of atom. It does not explain about the shape of orbits. It does not explain about the Zeeman effect, splitting of spectral line in magnetic field, and it does not explain about the Stark effect, splitting of spectral line in electric field. These are the demerits which present in Bohr's atomic model. Now we will discuss about the radii of Bohr's radii in different orbits. We will discuss about Bohr's radii of different orbits. Bohr's radii, Bohr's radii in different orbits. Bohr's radii in different orbits. Consider about an atom. This one is the atom, and this one is the nucleus. That is the charge of nucleus, and if electron is situated here, v is the velocity, and this one is the angular momentum, mv square by r, and here attractive force is present in between electron and nucleus. Now we know that attractive force in between electron and nucleus is equal to the centrifugal force, and these forces counterbalance to each other. This one is the centrifugal force, that is mv square by r, and here in between electron and nucleus attractive force is present. Attractive force in between, this one is the centrifugal force, centrifugal force, and here attractive force is operating. Attractive force in between electron and nucleus, because this shape is nucleus. This shape is nucleus. So attractive force operating in between electron and nucleus. Attractive force is equal to the centrifugal force. We know that the attractive force is equal to the centrifugal force. Attractive force is equal to the centrifugal force. Attractive force is equal to the centrifugal force. Now, attractive force in between two charged particles is Coulombic force. That is, if K is the constant, then K attractive force is K ZE into E. Z is the charge of positive charge nucleus and E is the charge of electron. K ZE into E upon R square is equal to the mv square by r, that is a centrifugal force. Again, K ZE square upon R square is equal to mv square by r. Now, V square is equal to V square is equal to K. V square is equal to K ZE square. V square is equal to K ZE square upon R. V square is equal to K ZE square upon R. Dear student, please write down these data in your copy. Here V square is equal to K Z square upon R and into M, because M is present here. Now we know that MVR is equal to N into H upon 2 pi. MVR is equal to N into H upon 2 pi. Now from here V is equal to N into H upon 2 pi, N into H upon 2 pi, M into R. This V is equal to N into H upon 2 pi, M into R. Now putting the value of V in equation first. Now N into H upon 2 pi mr square is equal to kz square upon r into n. Now n square h square upon 4 pi square m square r square is equal to k is equal to k z square upon r into m. R into m. Now from here r is equal to r from here r is equal to 1 r is cancelled with this r, m is cancelled with this m. So r is equal to n square h square, r is equal to n square h square upon 4 pi square k z square into n. R is equal to n square h square upon 4 pi square k z square upon k z square into m. Z is the per hydrogen atom. Z is equal to 1. Z is atomic number. So R is equal to n square h square 4 pi square k e square m. Now putting the value of Planck constant, K is the constant, E is the charge of electron and M is the mass of electron. Now putting the value, R will be equal to 0.529 into 10 to the power minus 8 into n square centimeter. Now putting the value of Planck constant, we know that value of Planck constant h is equal to 6.62 into 10 to the power minus 34, pi 3.14, k is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9, and m is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. Charge of electron is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. R is equal to 0.529 into 10 to the power minus 8 into n square centimeter. If we are going to calculate radii of first orbit, then n will be equal to 1. If for second orbit, n is equal to 2. For third orbit, n is equal to 3, and so on. So, their student write down radii r is equal to 0.529 into 10 to the power minus 8 into n square centimeter.